Good afternoon. My name is Zsófia Vincze, and I would like to present you my PhD topic, which is the evaluation and comparison of different complete denture processing technologies. I'm a dentist from the Department of General Dental Preclinical Practice. My supervisor is Kristina Márton. My scientific methodology supervisor is Kata Kelemen. And my vision is to resocialize edentulous patients into the community by providing them a durable and well-functioning complete denture. I have two ongoing projects. The first one is investigating the mechanical properties of denture-based resins, which will be a systematic review and network meta-analysis. Edentulism is very common, especially in the older generations, and it can lead to functional limitation and can cause social isolation. According to the United Nations, by the end of 2050, there will be twice or even 3 times more aged person than nowadays. That is why we have to be prepared and be able to provide them a solution. One of the most common treatment options is the complete denture, which is traditionally made by the dental technician, but it can take longer time. If we are using the newer CAD/CAM technology, the subtractive milling or additive 3D printing, we can reduce the costs and number of appointments needed. When a patient is using the complete denture, it repeatedly undergoes flexing during mastication, and it can cause a fracture or crack of the denture base. And if the surface of the denture base is rough, more bacteria and candida can connect to the surface, and in the oral cavity it can lead to infections. So our aim is to investigate the mechanical properties of different types of denture-based manufacturing techniques. Our clinical question: is there a difference in mechanical properties of CAD/CAM produced complete dentures and conventional complete dentures? Our hypothesis is that there will be no difference between the conventional milled and 3D printed denture bases in terms of flexural strength, surface roughness, and elastic modulus. Our clinical implication is that we would like to find alternative methods to produce complete dentures quicker and cheaper without the decrease of quality. Here you can see our search key. With that we conducted our systematic search at the end of November in 4 databases, and we found more than 17,000 articles. At the end of the selection process, we could include 62 eligible articles for the data extraction. After the data extraction, right now we are working on the risk of bias assessment. Now I would like to show you my preliminary result about the flexural strength. This is the ability of the material to resist bending forces when the force is applied to the surface. Complete denture or denture base has to have high flexural strength since it has to bear the chewing forces all day long. And an average bite force of a human is around 100 Newton, but the maximum can be even more than 300 Newton. That means that if the flexural strength of our denture base is not high enough, our denture can break. That is why there's also an ISO standard which says that an acrylic denture base has to have at least 65 megapascal. We can measure this flexural strength using the 3-point bending test when the specimen is laying on 2 supporting pins and the force comes from the top. First, the specimen will bend, and after some point it can break. Here I would like to show you my first plot, which is a network plot. The circles represent the different manufacturing techniques. The size of the circles show the number of specimens which were investigated. The lines between the circles show the direct comparisons, and the number on the lines show the number of studies where these comparisons were made. Altogether, we could include 26 articles. 20 of them were 2-arm studies, and 6 of them were multi-armed in vitro studies. Here is our sucra plot. Here the values range from 0 to 100%, and the higher the sucra value, the higher the likelihood is that that group, that manufacturing technique is in the top rank. If it is closer to 0, it's more likely that it will be in the bottom rank. And here is our heat plot. The heat plot contains point estimates of relative effectiveness for all possible pairs of outcomes, with 95% of confidence intervals obtained with random effect model. I would like to highlight the second row, which is the comparison between the compression molded technique, which is the gold standard in dentistry, and the milled, the injection molded, and 3D printed groups. In the first column, you can see that the point estimate between the compression molded and milled group is 16.75 in megapascal. The effect was the mean difference. Below this number in the brackets, you can see the 95% of confidence intervals. This difference was statistically significant. The milled group showed a higher flexural strength than the compression molded one. And in this row, on the other side, we can see that the compression molded group and the 3D printed group also had statistically significant differences, but in this case, the 3D printed group showed lower flexural strength. This is also clinically relevant, although in all 4 cases, the average of the flexural strengths were above the acceptance level. Since there are significant differences between the groups, we really have to take it into consideration which fabrication method we use for our patient, because it can change the lifespan of the denture base. So if we choose the right one, our patient can wear the denture for a longer time. Based on our preliminary results, our project has some strengths that we could include a lot of high-quality studies. They used standardized measuring techniques, and we could do also direct and indirect comparisons as well. Of course, we have some limitations. For example, not all the studies investigate all of our outcomes, and sometimes they use different measuring units. So in conclusions, we can say that the milled denture-based materials have the highest flexural strengths based on our preliminary results, and they can be used in the clinical practice as well. But the 3D printed denture-based materials and also the technologies need some more improvement, needs some more research. And now I would like to shortly speak about my second topic, which is the evaluation of microbial adhesion of traditional PMMA resins and CAD/CAM-based dentures, which will be also systematic review and network meta-analysis. As I mentioned in connection with my first project, edentulism is very common. It leads to functional limitations and social isolation, and one of the most common treatment options is the complete denture, which we can do using the conventional technique or the newer CAD/CAM technology. Even in a healthy people's mouth, there are a lot of bacteria and candida living. In case of a denture wearer, these bacteria and candida can attach to the denture surface and can cause denture stomatitis in the patient's mouth. This inflammation can reduce the patient's quality of life. They can feel pain during eating, swallowing, or speaking. And it is especially dangerous when we have immunodeficiency or immunosuppression, because the bacteria can spread to other organs and can cause an inflammation there. For example, it can spread to the lung. So that is why our aim is to investigate the microbial adhesion of CAD/CAM-produced complete dentures and conventional PMMA dentures. Our clinical question: is there a difference in prevalence of microbial adhesion of CAD/CAM-produced complete dentures and conventional PMMA dentures? And our hypothesis is that there will be no difference between the conventional and CAD/CAM denture bases in terms of microbial adhesion. The clinical implication is that we would like to reduce the incidence of denture stomatitis. Here is our accepted search key. With that, we will conduct the systematic search in the following weeks. And we already did the Prospero registration, and we will continue to go on with this second project this month. So just to sum it up, right now we are working on these 2 projects, and I would like to submit them both this year, the first one in August and the second one this year, October. I would like to finish my presentation with the words of Edward Teller: "The science of today is the technology of tomorrow." Thank you.
Thank you. So you have mentioned that there's different kind of 3D printing technologies, and do you want to do some subgroup analysis about that, or you want to pull it all together? the 3D printing methods?
Thank you for your question. Right now, those results that I showed, we pulled them together, but just like in one of our previous presentations, in Linda's presentation, in our project also the SLA and DLP printing is the most common, and yes, we would like to do some subgroup analysis based on this.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Congratulations. I have a short question. Do you have any data about the prevalence of edentulism in Hungary?
Yes, I have only percentages, not exact numbers. Before 2000, it was around 25% in the elderly population, so above 60 years of age. And now, in around 2010, it decreased to 15%. So it's better, but still not the best.
Regarding the second topic, do you think you have enough studies that will have the connection between those three groups?
Yes, I found 9 key articles. I just couldn't present them because of the shortness of the time. All of them measures the Candida albicans adhesion, and more of them studies also the bacterial adhesion. So yes.
Great.